The video is for BCom first semester, Basic English, Karnataka University, Dharwad. From Decolonizing the Mind, Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Ngugi wa Thiong'o was born on 5th of January in 1938 in Limuru, Kenya. He writes in Gikuyu. He is well known as a novelist, short story writer, playwright, and essayist. In 1973, he received Lotus Prize for Literature. In 2009, he was shortlisted for the Man Booker Award. He is well known for writing the effects of colonialism in Africa. Ngugi wa Thiong'o's well-known works are Birth of a Dream Weaver, Decolonizing the Mind, The Trial of Dedan Kimathi, A Grain of Wheat, The Black Hermit, Detained, Devil on the Cross, and many other. Colonization. Colonization is a practice of a country to retain its power over other people or territories. The process involves imposition of colonizers' religion, language, economics, and other cultural practices on natives. The traces of colonization can be seen even in pre-modern time. Greeks, Egyptians, Romans, and Arabs practiced colonization. In modern time, Portuguese, Spanish, French, Dutch, and British empires established their colonies overseas, especially in Africa, America, and Asian countries. They took control of new areas by force and imposed their laws. In the process, many natives were forcibly captured and used as slaves in plantations. Natives' abundant resources were looted. Christian missionaries' activities successfully converted major population of the natives. The natives were made to believe Western education was better than those offered by traditional teachers. As a result of colonization, colonizers' wealth and military power increased. Small country like England became one of the most powerful empires in the world. The narrator of the essay is Ngugi wa Thiong'o. He was born in a large family of 28 children. It was an extended family. He and his community spoke Gikuyu. In those days, the storytelling used to take place in the evening around the fireside. The elders told the stories to the children, and the same stories were passed on to the other children the next day while working in the fields of European and African landlords. The stories were told in Gikuyu and they were mostly of animals. The children identified themselves with Hare, which was their hero. In human-centered narratives, there were two types of characters. One with courage, kindness, mercy, hatred of evil, and having concern for others. And the other with greed, selfishness, individualism, and hatred. Cooperation was the constant theme in the story. There were two kinds of storytellers, good and bad. A good one could tell the same story again with more freshness. This was mainly because of the words choice and images used. For Thiago, magical power of the language was strengthened by the games through riddles, proverbs, transportation of syllables, or through nonsensical but musically arranged words. Home and the field were pre-primary school for the children. The language used in evening teachings, in the community, and in the field was one and the same. This harmony broke after joining colonial school. In 1952, emergency was declared over Kenya, and all the schools run by nationalists were taken over by Englishmen. Now, English became the language of formal education. It became the language. For instance, any child speaking Gikuyu in the area of school was given corporal punishment and was made to carry a metal plate around his neck with inscriptions, "I am stupid" or "I am a donkey." They were fined that they could not even afford. Students were rewarded for any achievements done in English. English was the measure of intelligence in all branches of learning. The colonial system of education was in a pyramid structure, a broad primary base, a narrowing secondary middle, and an even narrower university apex. For the selection to secondary education, the children had to go through Kenya African preliminary examination, wherein they had to pass 6 subjects in English. The English failed was declared failed even though he had done well in other subjects. Thiago gives an example of a boy who had distinction in all subjects except English, and he was declared failed. Eventually, he joined a bus company. Thiago, having passed English, got a place at the Alliance High School, the reputed school in colonial Kenya. Even to enter the university level, the English was the measurement. Even literary language was dominated by English language. Orature or oral literature in Kenyan languages were stopped. Unlike the stories of hare, leopard, and lion heard in his childhood, now Thiago had to read Dickens, Stevenson, Rider Haggard, Jim Hawkins, Oliver Twist, Tom Broad in primary school. And in secondary school, he had to read Scott, G.B. Shaw, Rider Haggard, John Buchan, Alan Paton, and Captain W.E. Johns. At Makerere University College, he had to study from Chaucer to T.S. Eliot and also of Graham Greene. Thus, English language and literature was alienating a person from his own language and word. After writing for 17 years in English, Ngugi wa Thiong'o started writing in his own mother tongue, Gikuyu. His contributions include I Will Marry When I Want, Devil on the Cross, Mother Sing For Me, and etc. Thiong'o has been questioned for writing in his mother tongue, Gikuyu. He says the reality has become upside down. It is made to believe that Africa is in need of Europe to get rid of from poverty. The fact is, it is from the African resources Europe and America have got rich. And also, Africa has contributed enough intellectuals. Ngugi wa Thiong'o is of the belief that his writing in Kikuyu language is part of African people's struggle against imperialism. Languages of Africa have been attributed with negative qualities in schools and colleges. Thiong'o has been through this kind of education system with hatred towards his own people, culture and language. Now, he does not want Kenyan children should undergo the same kind of imperialist education which showed disrespect to the African languages, people and culture. He wants them to surpass such kind of colonial alienation. Colonial alienation, according to Ngugi wa Thiong'o, is of two types. One, distancing of oneself from the reality, and the other, identification with the external environment. This act of alienation is deliberate and starts with disassociation of the language of conceptualization, of thinking, of formal education, of mental development from the language of daily interaction in the home and in the community. This process is like separating one's mind from his body and creating a society with headless bodies and heads without bodies. Therefore, Ngugi wa Thiong'o wishes to contribute to the restoration of the harmony which was existed earlier between him, his language and environment. He thinks such kind of harmony is good for all Kenyan children, as the child can learn not only his mother tongue but also other people's languages, cultures, literatures without any complexes about his own language, his own self, his environment. For instance, a Kenyan child not only learns Kenyan language but also other languages like Luo, Gikuyu, Maasai, Luhya, Kamba, Arabic, Yoruba, Igbo, Zulu and many other. And also non-African languages like English, French, German, Russian, Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese and Spanish. Theme: colonization and its impact. In the present essay, From Decolonizing the Mind, Thiong'o tries to throw light on how colonizers systematically colonized the native's mind through Western education. As he views, colonial education forcibly replaced the traditional form of teaching and learning method by closing the schools run by the natives and by introducing English as a compulsory subject at primary, high school and university level. Any child speaking in his mother tongue was given corporal punishment and was made to carry a metal plate around his neck with inscriptions, "I am stupid" or "I am a donkey." They were even fined that they could not even afford. Any achievements done in English was rewarded. English was the measure of intelligence in all the branches of learning. Consequently, oral literature was stopped. Even when Thiong'o started writing in his mother tongue, it was looked as an abnormal act. Restoration of African culture through language. Thiago is proud of his motherland and his mother tongue. He is of the view that African children should not undergo the imperialist education which make them to show disrespect to the African languages, people and culture. He wants them to surpass such kind of colonial alienation, to restore a harmony which existed between a child and his language and environment. Thiago emphasizes on teaching and learning through mother tongue, which makes a child to learn both African and non-African languages without any complexes. Multiple choice questions. Which language was spoken by Thiago in and outside the home? A. Pali, B. Sanskrit, C. Kikuyu, D. None of the above. The correct answer is C. Kikuyu. What was the constant theme in storytelling? A. Cooperation, B. Fight, C. Love, D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. Cooperation. Which language became the language? A. Kikuyu, B. English, C. Sanskrit, D. French. The correct answer is B. English. Metal plate around the neck had dash inscription as a punishment. A. I am a pig, B. I don't do it again, C. I am sorry, D. I am stupid, or I am a donkey. The correct answer is D. I am stupid, or I am a donkey. Colonial alienation takes in dash forms according to Thiago. A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. The correct answer is B. 2.